Harry does an incredible job of these rundowns. I'm gonna pull one out and move it around live on the show a little bit, and I just want to give Harry his flowers, give him his due, whatever the kids are saying. Diontae Johnson was traded from the Steelers to the Panthers for Diontae Jackson, which is an extremely confusing, like in terms of like Diontae Johnson traded for Diontae Jackson. I mean, like that can mess with your head a little bit, right? I thought that this deal was really. I wasn't surprised that Diontae Johnson was traded, and I wasn't surprised that the Panthers were in on it. I was surprised, especially after the Brian Burns trade, that the Carolina Panthers were able to get the better of somebody because they were going to cut Diontae Jackson anyway, and they got Diontae Johnson for him. Now, look, Diontae Johnson has baggage. He has not always been a great teammate. There have been questions about him, diva wide receiver, but the dude is certainly talented. I think that's a really nice pickup for basically nothing for Carolina.
Well, especially for a team that has just had such a talent drain. I mean, the number one thing you need to do is set up Bryce Young for success. And this is a receiver that has shown he can be a possession guy, has I think a pretty extensive route tree. He can do a lot of things and help this kid out. And if the teammate stuff, whatever you want, you can throw that to the side for now. They need talent, and he is a talented player that they got basically for nothing. I mean, I think you're in the same boat as me. We're just talking about our wide receivers. Like if you lose T. Higgins and you know that you could, I mean, it's in the division, so it's a little bit different, but like if you could get a receiver of Diontae Johnson's caliber for that price, that's crazy. Like I think if you're the Patriots, you should have been on that. If you're the Bears, you should have been in on that. If you're the Chiefs, that is a low number that you could have at least gone in on that. I'm surprised that there wasn't more of a bidding war to put that price up, that the Carolinas were able to get that deal done.
Yeah, I also think Carolina is an interesting landing spot. Like I do agree with you that from a talent standpoint, Carolina absolutely makes sense. But, what's Diontae Johnson going to do? How's he going to react when he has 14 targets in one game? 12 of them are airmailed. He only has one catch for 11 yards because the Panthers offense just can't move the ball. I mean, wide receivers get frustrated. They get frustrated quickly. And he's, when you're playing in that Steelers offense from last year, you weren't in a pass-happy offense. So you're thinking if you're Diontae Johnson, hey, maybe I'll get traded to an offense that throws the ball a little more, that's a little better at moving the ball through the air. But instead, you get traded to literally the opposite, the team that had the worst passing offense in the NFL last season, and it wasn't even close. I mean, the Steelers ranked like 8 spots ahead of the Panthers. Panthers dead last in passing yards per game. So, if they can make Diontae Johnson work, I do like his talent, but man, in that offense, he could get frustrated.
Sorry, I was checking out the NFL sent out the actual full list of free agents. I do agree with that. I think I'll say this really quickly on Carolina. The Brian Burns thing was a debacle. I ranted yesterday about it and how bad of a mistake it was as a whole. I agree with trading him because you weren't only getting the comp pick for him, and I kind of think Carolina's doing okay otherwise. Like they shore up the interior offensive line. You get him a wide receiver. You get another second-round pick. Like you now have 2 picks in the top 40. Don't get me wrong, it's a deep hole to dig out of, but I think they're at least like Bruce in which one is it? The whatever, the Dark Knight with Bane, where what's his name? We're Batman, Bruce Wayne. I can't remember whatever the guy who played Batman.
I don't know where you were going.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, thank you. God, I was like, I cannot get Christian Bale. Christian Bale is like having to climb out of the hole, right? And he keeps falling down. Wow. It's that's what Carolina is. And it's like they're like on that first shelf trying to climb out of it. Probably an unnecessarily long and complicated analogy there. By the way, Eric Armstead officially released by the 49ers.